Hello, my friends. Dr. P coming to you from actually at work today, as opposed to last week when I came to you from my backyard. And I am coming to you today because I have a couple of things for us to talk about. The first one is that it looks like we're on the precipice, or may actually be in a kennel cough outbreak here in Arlington. So I had 3 patients this morning. I have more tomorrow. I'm not working Friday. My daughter is graduating from 8th grade, so won't be her. But one was walking off the street on a puppy. So just a couple of things about kennel cough. The dogs that we see that get kennel cough are generally puppies and older dogs, and so I recommend vaccination for everybody, obviously. But even if your pet does not, if your puppy or dog doesn't go to daycare and doesn't go on the big dog walks, you can bring kennel cough home. Okay, and that's how I mostly see it in older dogs. They don't pick it up at daycare, and it's not like they're boarding, right? So we call it kennel cough, but it's really canine infectious upper respiratory complex. Okay. And what do we do for it? Well, generally, unfortunately, we really do have to put them on antibiotics for it. I put them on cough tabs. I deworm everybody usually, sort of depending on where you are on your deworming schedule, and then I give everybody probiotics. So because if I'm putting you on antibiotics, I try and put you on probiotics, but also because the gut microbiome needs to be like robust, so that we're not also creating issues with GI disease by like swallowing all that snot. But just to tell you some things about kennel cough. One, you can bring it home on your like shoes, on your clothes or whatever from being out in the environment. 2, they're not truly infectious, really, we don't think, after about 48 hours, but we like to keep them out of daycare and out of walks for like a week, just for lingering infections. And 3, the way it works, like the actual Bordetella bronchoseptica works, is it paralyzes and kills the cilia that are in the trachea. Okay, so your trachea has little cilia, little tiny microscopic little fingers that beat upwards. It's called this mucociliary escalator. It's a great word. And it beats upwards, right, and it clears secretions from the airway. Well, in kennel cough, all of those die, right, and so the dogs have to cough more to get that stuff out. It takes 3 weeks for those to regrow, so your dog can be non-infectious and not have kennel cough, but still be regrowing those cilia and still coughing. So I recommend using those cough tabs for as long as you can. Lots of, like bring them into the bathroom to shower. Like when you shower, it's like the humidity and that sort of thing. Though it's so lovely outside, you could just take them outside and breathe. Though we're having like a really bad pollen day, and I think the air quality is suboptimal. And the air quality does not help this. If your older dog does get kennel cough, isn't vaccinated, that sort of thing, please bring them in. We get very worried about pneumonia. It turns into pneumonia pretty fast in older dogs, so that's why we worry about it. We'll probably, if they look like they have pneumonia, so we usually need blood. We diagnose pneumonia on x-rays, so usually we do blood work and x-rays. But in serious cases, I send you the ER to go sit in an oxygen cage for a couple of days, but that's pretty rare. So that's kennel cough. So that's the first thing that we're seeing. Second thing that we're seeing a lot more of, is tapeworms. Okay, now, if you really want me to, I will go into, and you're going to have to comment and say, please, Dr. P, go through how worms work, and why you, deworm dogs when they're coughing. And I deworm, so dewormers, every pet, every month, that includes your cats. So we have NexGard combo for the cats. Just come on in and get it. If we've seen you in the past year, I can script it out to you. And then for the dogs, as you have seen both in the newsletter and in the lives and in like posts on the Facebook page, we're switching over to Cordelio Quattro, and the reason we're switching over to Cordelio Quattro is because it gets tapeworms. I have had probably one person a day, every day this month, call me and say, I found rice grains or it looks like spaghetti in my dog's poop, and they'll submit a fecal sample, and I will tell you, and this is IDEX's, like the lab we send this stuff to, their own admission, they can only detect tapeworms in under 10% of the fecal samples, and I routinely send out fecal samples and they come back to me for negative for tapes when I like literally saw the tapes that I sent in. Okay, so Cordelio Quattro is the answer to that. It gets tapeworms. There are multiple different kinds of tapeworms out there, and there are ones that are just, kind of transmissible between dogs and cats. There are a couple others that are in our wild canid population, so the foxes and the coyotes, of which we have plenty here in Arlington. There are some, do not go down a Google rabbit hole, but there are some pretty frightening tapeworms out there that are not the Dipylidium and the Tania tapeworms. They're called Echinococcus. And if you are in infectious disease, which many of you are, you know what I'm talking about, but we prefer to only have one patient around here. And if I diagnose your dog with echinococcus, that's you going and having a conversation with your healthcare provider. The word, and I'll teach you another good word today, and then I got to go do my afternoon appointments. But the word for a disease that is carried between, that is communicable or carried between animals and people is called zoonotic diseases. So the diseases pets give us are called zoonotic diseases, and the one that I talk about all the time is leptospirosis, but I will save that for another one. Y'all have a great weekend full of awesome. If there are things you want me to talk about in the newsletter or on a live, please just leave a comment. I read the comment. I'm the one that moderates the Facebook page because somebody's got to do it. But let me know what questions you have. Thank you so much. If you like this, get people to come and subscribe. We are taking new clients as well, and so that would be really awesome to share all the goodness. Y'all have a day full of awesome. Thanks. Bye. Is that